Welcome back. This is chemistry question 67 from IMAT 2011 paper. So I'll be answering this question. One group of elements in periodic table contains, in descending order, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, and thallium. Which of the following are correct about these elements? So before we move to these three statements, we have to understand the first question. So it has given us five list of these elements, so we must know that these five list of elements, and since they said in descending order, so in periodic table it will look like this. Boron comes first, then down below is aluminium, and then gallium, indium, and thallium. Okay, so we know that these five list of elements belong to group 3 in periodic table. Okay, so now we know about these things. So let's move on forward to these three statements. Statement 1 says indium forms the oxide Indium-2O3. So what we can deduce from this group 3 elements, from the group name itself, we must know that since it's group 3, it means that these elements have 3 electrons in its valence shell. So it's outermost shell of the atom that has 3 electrons. So this means its oxidation state most commonly forms 3 plus as it loses electron. So its oxidation state mostly forms 3 plus. So let's identify if this compound is correct. So indium is 3 plus, the oxidation state, and the oxygen is -2. So if we try to balance the overall charge, so indium is 2 and oxygen has 3 of oxygen in this compound. So overall it balances charge effectively, as if we multiply the charge on the indium 3 and then plus 3 minus 2, so 6 minus 6, it forms 0 overall charge. So this makes it stable and neutral. So that's why this option is correct. So now let's move on forward to statement 2. So statement 2 is boron is least reactive element in group. So group 3, boron is least reactive. So yes, this is true overall, because as you go down the group, the ionization energy decreases. So what's ionization energy again? So it's the energy that is required to remove 1 mole of valence electron from neutral atom. Okay, so it decreases as you go down the group. So boron is least reactive because its ionization energy is high. So which makes it highly endothermic. So as you go down the group, the atomic radius, the atomic radius increases as you go down the group because there's more number of electron shells being occupied. So the atomic radius expands, which makes the valence electron very far from the nucleus. So this is nucleus. So as you go down the group, there's more, and more electron shells. So this valence electron gets further apart from the nucleus, the positive charged nucleus, which has proton. So there's less influence of the attraction from nucleus and electron in the valence shell, the outermost electron. So that's why it makes it easier for the elements as you go down the group to lose those electrons, because there's less influence of positive attraction, and also because there's more electron-electron repulsion, meaning electron shielding effect. increases as you go down the group because atomic radius increases. Okay, so that's the reason why boron is least reactive. This option is correct. So let's move to third option. The third statement says gallium forms the sulfate, gallium 1 and SO4. So this we can straight out say it's wrong. Why? Because we already know that these five elements belong to group 3, and so we'll focus on gallium in this statement 3. So gallium has 3 plus, and this sulfate ion, which is SO4, 2 minus. It has overall charge of -2. This is polyatomic ion, so the same working that we did for statement 1 for indium oxide, we'll just swap the charge. Okay, so it forms gallium 2 SO4 3. So now if we try to balance the overall charge, so gallium 3 and SO4, the overall charge is -2. So 6 minus 6, it gives 0. So now this balances overall charge, making it neutral, stable. So this statement 3 that shows this compound does not exist. So it's not the standard formula. So this is wrong. So now we can identify the correct option. So it's option B, 1 and 2 only are the correct options. So this is how we solve this question. So thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you find this helpful. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. Bye.